Hey, thanks for joining me for this first in a series I'm calling Beyond the Bunker, a series where I'm going to talk about all things leadership, lessons from my experience, things I've read, what I've seen, both good and bad. Hopefully, I'll get some friends of mine to join me as time goes on. The last couple of years have been a real professional and personal journey for me, and this is yet the next stage. So it's February 1st, 2021, and we'll see where this goes. So, in honor of the name, I thought I would talk today about overlooking leadership opportunities and really not mistaking the management of direct reports for leadership of a team. As a missile operator in the Air Force, when you show up to your first assignment, you don't get any direct reports right away. You're most likely not supervising anyone. You don't have anyone reporting to you on paper, on the org chart. And really, the name of the game for you for your first year, maybe 2 years, is get to know the job. Get really good at what you do, learn all the technical stuff, learn all the procedures, and study, study, study. And when I showed up to my first assignment in 2009, I was surrounded by people who were frustrated by that. They had joined the military to lead and work with airmen, to work with teams, to supervise and to develop people and to be responsible for other people. And when I first heard this, before I started doing the job, really, I didn't know what to make of it. But I thought, maybe there's not a lot of opportunity. Maybe this job really is just operating the console and that's about it. But almost immediately after I finished all my training and started to go out into the field and started to see what it was like in the real world, I realized that every time you're out there, 80 feet below ground, there are 15 to 20 maybe people above you in a building who are there doing everything from maintaining the weapons, securing the weapons. They're taking care of food service to include yours. And we have young men and women that are all over the ICBM force, taking care of all sorts of tasks. And many of them belong to us for that 24-hour period. We're responsible for them. We direct their activity. We lead them. Many of my peer crew members, when they would go out for another 24-hour tour, they would get to the building. They would maybe get some food, put away some equipment. They would have to do a quick briefing, a conversation with the senior enlisted person upstairs, and then they would rush downstairs so that they could change clothes, get on shift, or take a nap before taking over for the nighttime. Well, after about a year, when I was, maybe 2 years now, I guess, when I was in charge of my own crew, I realized that all I had to do was take 15 extra minutes when I got to the building and ask everybody how they were doing. How had the tour been? How much longer do they have before they go home? What problems are you having? What can I do that the last crew couldn't get done for you, didn't have time to do? How can we be of service to you in the next 24 hours? And that's all it took. And sometimes we didn't get much other than a chance to talk and catch up and learn about family goings on. Other times, it was an opportunity for that person to vent, to ask us for help, to ask us questions about things even that had nothing to do with the job. And so over time, I tried to tell others, and I tried to tell students of mine as I started to take on a training responsibility, there is nothing about leadership that has to do with direct reports. Nothing about leadership that has to do with duty titles. Nothing about leadership that has to do with the org chart. But if you come into this position and choose not to lead and choose not to take the opportunities that are presented to you, you're wasting a huge opportunity, not just to practice for yourself, but to invest in other people and to use whatever gifts and experiences you have to their advantage. Not to mention, by the time you do get direct reports, you may not be ready to lead a team of direct reports and to be responsible for an outcome, to be accountable for results to somebody above you. There were many of my peers that resisted that opportunity to lead. They didn't see it as a real opportunity. They were just waiting for something better to come along. I did my best to resist that temptation and to help convince others of the fact that just because they're not reporting to you with a solid line doesn't mean that relationship doesn't matter. What opportunities to lead do you have that you're overlooking? Think about somebody around you, personal or professional, that would value from your perspective and some investment in time. I hope this video was of value. Let me know what you think. Comment below, please. If you're curious about what we do, visit us at enableboard.com and subscribe or like if you find this interesting, enjoyable, and if you want to stay in the loop and receive more content in the future. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you soon.